We're beginning with an exclusive news break here on India Today. We've accessed for you the very first video of the Prime Minister's security breach in Punjab 2 days ago. You see on your screens there how the Prime Minister was waiting in his car surrounded by SPG commandos for 20 whole minutes. All of this was happening just 10 kilometers from the Pakistan border. The Prime Minister's vehicle couldn't budge an inch, and in this video, 1 minute long video that we have for you here on India Today, you can see how SPG commandos surround the vehicle. The Prime Minister seated in the SUV there, waiting for the area to be cleared out, but it simply didn't happen. You see a lot of protesters present there, very close, meters away really, from the Prime Minister's SUV and very close to his convoy. The entire area is blocked off by vehicles which have been parked completely on the flyover. And mind you, all of this is just 10 kilometers from the Pakistan border. Kamaljeet Sandhu is joining us with more details on this. Kamaljeet, this video that we've accessed here on India Today establishes beyond a doubt that there was a lapse, that there was a clear breach in the Prime Minister's security. Apologies, we've lost our connection with Kamaljeet. We'll go across to her in just a bit. But on your screens are those exclusive images that we've accessed here on India Today from the incident that was reported 2 days ago, where the Prime Minister was trying to head towards the rally venue in Ferozpur, and on top of a flyover, his convoy was stuck. You can see the Prime Minister seated there inside the SUV, waiting to see if the area is cleared off. SPG personnel moving back and forth, but as is protocol, all of them surrounding his vehicle as well. The SPG, of course, in charge of proximate security, so they've completely covered around his vehicle almost as a shield, but the area just doesn't clear up. And for 20 minutes, the Prime Minister waits there in his vehicle as the convoy attempts to steer through that entire blocked flyover. Vehicles parked haphazardly to stop the convoy from moving through. Protesters just meters away from the Prime Minister, all standing about there. And you see, of course, at this point, that is the Prime Minister's vehicle, the SUV in which the Prime Minister is seated in the front seat. And he was there reportedly for over 20 minutes. All of this drama was happening when he was heading to Ferozpur, 10 kilometers from the Pakistan border. We've seen a lot of versions, a lot of counter versions coming in on exactly what happened. This video establishes without an inkling of a doubt that there was very much a security lapse, that there is very much a breach of protocol, a breach of the Prime Minister's security. At any point, you will simply not see the Prime Minister's convoy being stopped. When he's on the move, he's supposed to be on the move non-stop. The vehicle is not supposed to be stationary at any point. And yet you see there in this 1 minute long footage of how the Prime Minister's convoy was completely stalled, couldn't move an inch, and finally at the end of this entire drama, the entire convoy is forced to take a U-turn and move away. On either side, in fact, you see on one side the flyover ends, the other side there are vehicles parked. That's part of the Prime Minister's convoy for his security. But the kind of security, and you see the cops who are lined up there, they're helpless. They weren't able to clear up that area. You see them just standing around trying to figure out what to do, but not one of them actively trying to figure out how they can clear out that particular area. And that's where questions will be asked really of the Punjab police as well. Why they didn't clear up this entire area. It's not a matter of one vehicle blocking it. You see how many vehicles are on that flyover. Could they not have stopped that from happening? Why did they wake up so late to exactly how this flyover was completely blocked? Those are questions the Punjab police will have to answer as well. And you can see on your screens there how the entire lane is completely cut off. There are a few police vehicles there, cops standing about. Yes, there is a lot of deployment, but what is the point of deployment of cops when they are unable to sanitize and secure the area? That's what led to the Prime Minister being stuck there for 20 minutes in his vehicle. As you see some of the SPG personnel also moving ahead, trying to figure out what is the problem, trying to figure out if the convoy can move ahead, but failing to do so. Finally, the convoy is forced to make a U-turn and the Prime Minister is moved away from the rally venue towards the airport. This 1 minute footage here on India Today establishes for you exactly what happened. And if there are any versions really doing the rounds saying that this wasn't a security lapse, this just happened, that the cops didn't know that these protesters were there. The reality is that on your screens you can see how many cops were there. Yes, as the Punjab government said, there was additional deployment on the ground. But also, you can see that the cops are just standing about. There's no active effort to clear up the area. SPG personnel are walking through, trying to figure out what's happening. And the fact that you see so many vehicles parked there, blocking their entire lane, it couldn't have happened in a matter of minutes. It's clearly been planned and it's been done in a detailed manner. And that's what's led to that entire flyover being closed down. There will be questions about why the Punjab police failed to act upon this. This didn't happen in a matter of seconds. It's clearly taken some time for that kind of blockade to build up. And that's why after waiting for 20 minutes, which is unheard of, unprecedented, because mind you, as part of the security detail for the Prime Minister of the country, the convoy he's traveling in when he's on the move simply cannot be stalled. It needs to be constantly moving so that he cannot be targeted at any point. That's why even when he is in the SUV, he's not allowed to get out of the vehicle as per SPG protocol for his own security. And you can see all of the SPG personnel there surrounding the vehicle from all corners, ensuring that his immediate security is taken care of. This even as the other SPG commandos make their way through to the front to see what is happening and identify what really is the issue. On your screens are two images from the footage that we've exclusively accessed here on India Today. One that tells the tale of the massive blockade at the flyover that forced the Prime Minister's convoy to take a U-turn, and the other of how the Prime Minister, in what can only be deemed as unprecedented, was forced to sit in his car for 20 minutes. The Prime Minister's convoy should always be on the move, should never be blocked, can never be stalled as part of his security protocol, and yet for 20 minutes he had to wait in the car there as the SPG commandos surrounded his vehicle. Kamaljit Sandhu is joining us with more details on this. Kamaljit, this establishes clearly a number of points. One, yes, that there was a lot of deployment of cops, but what were they doing on the ground? You see them standing around there, even as there's this massive blockade around them and no efforts to clear it up.
Well, we've been speaking to security experts, and we also spoke to G.K. Pillai, the former Union Home Secretary, and he says it's unfair to blame just Punjab Police. There were multiple agencies in this particular case. It was the SPG, it was also the IB and the Punjab Police. All three were responsible for the Prime Minister's security. And while Punjab Police needed to clear the security route, the road route, which wasn't done, the pilot vehicle, which is almost a kilometer ahead of the Prime Minister's vehicle, is the one which should have sent an SOS message back, and the Prime Minister vehicle should have never been stuck on a flyover where he was in a vulnerable position. The Pakistan border is not too far away. A decision at that point of time should have been taken by the SPG immediately rather than wait for 15 to 20 minutes. The third part is of the IB's role. We've also been told that it was ill-advised for the Prime Minister to travel 111 kilometers, a 100-kilometer journey, and the Blue Book says that if the Prime Minister is stuck anywhere, that they should take a U-turn and take him to a specific safe house which has been marked and kept there till the situation is resolved. And it seems step by step, if you have a look, perhaps all three somewhere were responsible. But clearly how the centre is viewing it is as Punjab Police's failure. Both state as well as centre have now formed their own panels. The visuals that you see are from the MHA panel which has been sent there. Special Secretary Sudhir Saxena, who also takes care of Prime Minister's security convoy, security setup, is definitely a part of that. Then there is Balbir Singh from the IB, there is S. Suresh from the SPG. Senior rank officials have reached that place. Meanwhile, the Punjab Police, which has set up its own panel, is expected to submit a report in 3 days. Now, what is very clear from the visuals and evident, and remember, number of videos are now doing the rounds on social media, are also available with news channels. What is very clear is that there were a group of people who were carrying BJP flags. Meanwhile, there were also tractors and protesters, several of them claiming that they did not take the SSP Firozpur seriously when they were told that the Prime Minister convoy is expected, because many of them were thinking that he would fly down from Bathinda to Firozpur Jaipur. So it's a version versus version. It is allegation versus allegation and a panel versus panel. Meanwhile, MHA is also mulling SPG Act be put against the erring officers who they believe should have been responsible. And it does seem that there was some bit of mismanagement as far as Punjab Police is concerned. To tell it all, to top it all, it's also that the state police does not have a fixed DGP. It is an interim DGP, Siddharth Chattopadhyay. So questions are now being raised, but the way Channi government is looking at it, it does seem that they have said that there was no threat to Prime Minister's life. On the other hand, MHA and the others have been saying there was a threat to his life. This is a serious security breach.
Yes.
So politics at the elbow of affairs also, along with not just physical measures.
Absolutely. And you know, this is exactly the point, that while you're seeing this entire blame game that's playing out at this point, there will also be a lot of questions asked of both sides here about exactly what transpired. And this particular video definitely gives us answers as to exactly what happened. Let's in fact cut across now to Kamaljit's conversation with Mr. G.K. Pillai on exactly who's to blame for this.
So this responsibility has not been fixed, but given the circumstances and over your experience, how do you see this entire thing playing out now?
No, from what little you can make out from what is published sources, because I'm not privy to the internal documents and conversation, right? The lapse, if any, is on the part of everybody, including the state police, the IB and the SPG. All are responsible because the Blue Book itself is very clear on what drill has to be followed. So the state police is responsible in the sense of having to keep the route open. Once the PM has decided, it's the responsibility of the state police to keep the route open. Normally, we've seen that when the PM travels, there's always what we call as a pilot vehicles of the state police travel 1 kilometer ahead of the PM's convoy, and if that pilot vehicle sees this blockade, they radio back, and there's two other pilot vehicles. If you see when normally PM travels, you'll find a number of pilot vehicles come before even the PM goes, and that is there even in a place like Delhi itself. They would have normally radioed back saying that the road is blocked, and PM's convoy is actually stopped almost a kilometer or 500 meters behind. Which didn't happen in this case because it came up almost within 100-200 meters of the blockade. The second is the keeping of the Prime Minister on the flyover for 15-20 minutes exposed is definitely a lapse on the part of the SPG. They should, moment the blockade was seen and within literally 30 seconds, a minute, they should have whisked away the Prime Minister from there to safe house, which would have been already designated, and taken into custody, or he goes back to the airport from where he came from. So, and the IB itself would have given its report in terms of any demonstrations, blockades, etc. They should have been far more alert in Punjab with all the farmers' agitation and others having taken place, and the blockade in place. I think the Prime Minister's travel for 100 kilometers plus by road was ill-advised.
So if you take that conversation that we've had with the former Home Secretary, Mr. G.K. Pillai, Kamaljit, it's very clear that he believes that, yes, this is a massive, huge security lapse, but one that everyone is accountable for. And this video perhaps establishes that.
Well, definitely so. And Punjab Police has been very tight-lipped as far as mentioning the FIRs are concerned. Remember, when the FIR against Bikram Singh Majithia was done, everything was made public very, very quickly. But as far as the Prime Minister's security breach is concerned, there were farmer protests taking place. The number of FIRs are still very much unknown. This has been mentioned as part of Punjab's report to the centre. But clearly, they've also mentioned that they have set up a panel which will submit a report in 3 days. It also is to be seen how things really pan out, because because the centre says this seems to be a planned hindrance, while on the other hand, the Punjab police sources have been indicating to us that right here in the route itself, it seemed like a spontaneous protest, especially near the Mehem village. Which is 30 kilometers shy of Hussainiwala. That was the first stop of the Prime Minister. Now, what is also very clear from the visuals is that the Prime Minister convoy was stuck on top of the flyover with the SPG guarding. So where the blame really lies and the accountability needs to be fixed is what the MHA has said. But as security experts and the Union former Home Secretary have said, that it cannot just lie with Punjab Police. The SPG, the IB are equally responsible, considering that this is done in tandem. Advanced security liaison in done days in advance. There is a meeting between interagency, all plans, including the chopper one, the road route. All of this is mapped way before the Prime Minister arrives, and this is what was done. Why was the Blue Book rule not really followed? Why was he kept on top of the flyover? Why did SPG not take a decision to immediately whisk him away and keep him in the safe house? All these are questions which need to be answered, and this is going to be Punjab Police versus the central agencies. We've seen that sense of deja vu when JP Nadda's convoy was attacked in West Bengal. At that point of time, the DGP and the Chief Secretary was summoned. Here, the worry amongst officials is that despite the version, whatever it is being done here, the support from the Channi government is yet to be seen. There may be a change in government. There, Mamata Banerjee was at the helm of affairs. There may be a change of guard right here. So they're looking at a backing as well, because Mamata backed her men. And here they say they don't even have a permanent DGP. It's an interim DGP. The UPSC panel has sent in 3 names, and a new DGP has not been announced, which is a must as far as a poll-bound state is concerned. Also, there's a talk about mismanagement as to how the SSP, the DIG concerned, were far away from the area. They should have been very much on the road. They should have been kept there. There were people who were called in from the outside who had little knowledge about the area domain. The policemen seemed rather clueless. So all these are now part of allegations, but this needs to be probed further on. And remember, panel after panel, we've seen earlier in the day, yesterday, Punjab formed a panel, a 2-member panel, and then we saw later in the evening MHA sending, not only constituting a team, but sending them immediately. And so the first visuals really coming in, they will look at the videos. And yesterday, the BJP systematically released video where they had alleged that Punjab Police was in connivance with the farmer union leaders, that they stopped and stalled the supporters of the BJP going to the rally. Remember, the Prime Minister's concern is obviously much more because this is regarding his security breach. The convoy could not be making it even to the first pit stop, which was Hussainiwala, where he was supposed to go to National Martyrs Memorial. So all this is now part of the probe. But yes, the responsibility cannot be shied away either by the state or the central agencies.
That's right. So even as, we're getting you that footage that establishes exactly what happened, how long the blockade was. There were protesters, there were cars, all of that planted and put up on this flyover to block the Prime Minister's convoy. The Prime Minister seen there sitting in the SUV waiting for a good 20 minutes, even as the SPG commandos are around him. Several experts, officials who've spoken to have said yes, there's a need for a detailed investigation, but nobody at this point, and clearly established there by that footage, can wash their hands off this and say we had no role to play whatsoever. What's established here is that there is 100% been a security lapse as well. I just want to also tell our viewers that the hearing in the Supreme Court has begun on this issue, on the case pertaining to the Prime Minister's security breach in Punjab, the footage of which we're playing out on your screens. This issue has been brought up, and we're going to be getting you the details also of what is being observed in the court. Right now, the arguments that are being made is by the Delhi rights body, which has filed the petition in court, and they're demanding that the Punjab government be held accountable, that the state machinery be held accountable for that security lapse that you see on your screens, where the Prime Minister was blocked, his convoy couldn't move forward, and it's unprecedented, really unheard of for the Prime Minister to be seated in his vehicle, for the car to be stationary at this point and not moving at all. And we understand, going by this footage, 1 minute long footage that we have, that while there was a lot of deployment, as the government also claimed, there was a lot of deployment of Punjab police on the ground there, but none of them are really acting. They're all standing about there, refusing to even try to clear the area, because that's how many vehicles managed to really stack up in that particular area as well. And let me also tell you about right now what's happening in the Supreme Court. The lawyer, the advocate who is arguing for the Delhi rights body, which had filed this petition, is saying that the need of the hour is that all documents pertaining to the entire trip be taken into custody by the DM in cooperation with the NIA. They say that this is not a law and order issue. The breach is visibly seen in public domain, and this needs to be professionally investigated. The investigation must be taken by rising above state and central politics, and that's a very, very important point. We will, of course, be tracking the latest updates from the Supreme Court with this PIL stating that the investigation that's conducted must also be monitored by the Supreme Court to ensure that all evidence is protected and collected, particularly the paperwork pertaining to what kind of security was to be provided for the Prime Minister during his visit to Ferozpur, particularly when there was a route change, because the centre maintains that the Punjab government knew about it. The Punjab government says that, look, this is a last-minute change. And that really is the point, Kamal. At this point, we still don't have answers as to exactly who's to blame because of all the finger-pointing that's going about. With the Supreme Court's intervention, perhaps, there will be less of the politics and a larger focus on the inquiry.
Well, a notice is likely to be sent to the Punjab government, and there will be a party of this because obviously the incident happened in Punjab. But what is important is that two panels are already there. Now, will Supreme Court have another panel is a big question mark. And whose authority, because there are now several panels probing the incident, which will be the prime panel is also a key question. The other part is about the SPG's role, which it takes a final call on the Prime Minister's security. Officers have been telling us there have been previous breaches as well. There have been instances where not just SPG, but when before formation of SPG, which was done after...
Kamaljeet, I'm just going to interrupt you here for big breaking news that's just coming in from the Supreme Court on the hearing that's